They always say you can just Google image search naked person for free. And I'm like, okay, you're right, you can. But really? Google image search is your standard? Hello Blossoms and random passerbyers, Cherry here. In this video I'm going to be talking about OnlyFans. Yes! I'm going to be explaining what the heck that is, my general thoughts on it, my argument against a very popular point that people like to make against the app, would I ever have an OnlyFans, and would I ever date a person with an account such as that. Now, before we begin, I do want to introduce our friend of the day, and that is Clue from Rave Master, but most known from the anime and manga Fairy Tail. Clue is going to sit here and silently judge me as I talk about my thoughts on OnlyFans. So, to start with, what the heck is OnlyFans? Well, basically, it's like Patreon. It's an app where you can access people's content by paying a monthly subscription fee. Now, it didn't really start off as an adult content site, but people that were doing adult content on Patreon were finding that there are a lot of restrictions on there. There was a migration from people from Patreon to OnlyFans. You don't have to bear it all on there. You can do whatever. I mean, you can have an account on there where you're just like monthly painting. Like there's no adult lewdness involved, but because that's a thing that a lot of people like to do and a thing that a lot of people like to pay for, a lot of people are using the site for that. The main argument that people have against this whole thing is that there is no point in anyone doing any of this. There's no point in anyone creating any content on there, and there's no point in anyone subscribing to any of the content on there, because you can easily find a gazillion bajillion pictures and videos of naked people on the internet for free. So when I have some people that I see online, whether it's like a friend or someone that talks about their account or talks about creating an account, I'll always see a comment from someone saying that. They're saying, you can find pictures of naked people for free. And then that's it.
Congratulations! And
that discourages a lot of people because they feel kind of, downtrodden. They feel a bit discouraged hearing something like that. Anytime they always say you can just Google image search naked person for free, and I'm like, okay, you're right, you can, but really, Google image search is your standard? I get having a budget and I get being thrifty, but Google image search is your standard? There's also a thing called having taste and being an ethical consumer. When you access those pictures and videos of the naked people for free on the internet, where is it coming from? Like, that's the thing that disturbs me, because it's like, once you have a person and they start doing like adult stuff, it's like you don't see them as a person anymore. Like, yeah, you can probably watch a video of someone doing something for free, but was that video intended to be free? Did someone just like rip the DVD and like illegally uploaded it to a site? Or like, is it that it was leaked? Like, and the person that went through the efforts to create that thing, yeah, they maybe hopefully got paid, but they're not getting paid as much as they should for the amounts of people that are now able to watch it for free. And that really disturbs me, that people think that a person can be so disposable and not cost anything just because they're naked and they're doing the adult things. But like, the thing with OnlyFans is that you can ethically consume these things because the person that's creating it is in charge and they are setting the price and they're being their own boss, basically. So I really respect people that pay for OnlyFans accounts because they're not being cheapos with no taste. Another thing as well is those pictures and videos that you find for free on the internet. I mean, unless they're of like a celebrity that's pretty popular or like a star that's pretty popular, they're most likely just random people, and so you don't really know much about them, which also does add to the ability for people to easily strip them of their humanity. But also doesn't really give you much work to work with the imagination. I mean, you gotta have something to build off of, right? So with the OnlyFans accounts, because the person has to be, very engaged on there, and you get to kind of know them as a person, that's what makes it exciting. Because of how easy it is to access, there's people that from your high school that all of a sudden have an OnlyFans, and are you kind of curious to see what they look like? I mean, let's be real here. I bet there's many people that probably have someone from their high school that now has one, and that's kind of what makes it exciting. Because there's that fact that you kind of know the person. And even if you don't know the person, if it's just someone that you maybe followed on social media for a while and now they have an OnlyFans account, or there's someone that you kind of just stumbled across that through another platform, and you also see that they have OnlyFans, like, you know them for something else besides that. So that's kind of what makes it a bit more scandalous and a little bit more, interesting. But that's the thing. For those of you who want to create an OnlyFans account, you cannot just take pictures of your hoo-ha, throw it up there, say ding dong, here's the goods, and then peace out. I've never talked like that before. I don't know how that jumped out of me. If you're gonna create OnlyFans, you've gotta go in there to win it. You can't just be like, hey, I'm gonna just try to get some money. I mean, you could. Only way people can discover you is through like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. With doing that, that is gonna have people from your personal life find out about it, and you're gonna be met with judgment. And it might be judgment that might be harder for you to handle than you would expect. So you really have to think about that stuff. But if you're in it because you think it's, hot being that person in front of the camera, having all those people oogling after you, then that is great. And there are going to be people that will pay for you, because if you put up like a personality and just have like a style, and you don't just take the pictures up there with no effort, like, people will be interested, but it's all just social media marketing. Like, you have to put yourself up there as like a story, as like a brand, as like a thing, as like a fantasy. Another thing that a lot of people like to talk about is the issue of whether or not it is cool to date a person that has this. Now, as a person that unfortunately is attracted to men, I can't really empathize or really put myself in the situation of what it's like to be a guy dating a girl that has an OnlyFans account, because clearly the differences between the way the two types of humans are perceived are different. A man with an OnlyFans account is less likely than a woman with an OnlyFans account. And we live in a complicated world where women are, kind of encouraged to be sexual, but then like once they are, you're like, no, stop, that's gross. I can't really say, like, if I was a guy, I would think that it's okay to date someone with an OnlyFans account, but I'm not a guy. I wasn't socialized as a guy. I was socialized as a grill. So I can really only think about the idea of having a boyfriend that had an OnlyFans account. And I don't know if I would ever in my lifetime be able to meet someone like that. But if I did, and we had a connection, and it felt like something could be real between us, and I found that he had an OnlyFans account, I'd be down with it. The thing that people get a little bit weirded out about it is because, let's say you have your person, and your person is now viewable by anyone on the internet as long as they pay, and that can make you feel kind of insecure because your person, like, anyone can see your person, and it kind of makes you feel maybe embarrassed because it's kind of like your person is not exclusive to you. It's just like a person that anyone can pay for to see. So maybe it doesn't make you feel special. Maybe it doesn't make you feel, I don't know, whatever. But my thing is, I
would love that, because that would mean that I'm with a really hot guy that people would pay to look at, and I don't have to pay to look at him. I wouldn't have to pay, and then everyone that has to pay to look at him, I can be like, ha, he is mine, and all of you have to pay to look at him, but I get to look at him for free. And I could even help take some pictures and videos, because I know how to work a camera. I know the rule of thirds, and I've got a GoPro. That thing is great video stabilization. I'm flexible, I can get all the good angles, I've got a little miniature light set here, I've got a new backdrop that's pink, we could work with that, I've got my burgundy backdrop as well. I could just help, I can sew, got my sewing machines right there, I can, put together something like an outfit, hey, whatever gets us, money to go to the next, movie date or whatever.
I have someone that's, valuable. All these people, pay to look at this person. That must mean that he's so hot and, so desirable. And he's mine? I feel victorious. I feel like, wow, I did it. I don't know what galaxy I would ever be in where that gets to be the situation, but if it does...
Like I said, I've got the GoPro, the backdrops, the creep.
Would I ever make an OnlyFans? Well, wouldn't you like to know? I actually thought about it. And I came to the conclusion that I'm scared. I could never. I'm scared. Only if girls could look at it. But I would be so afraid that, I'm out there, oh yeah, look at me, ooh. And then an old teacher or something from high school or middle school found it. I mean, I don't even know if they would be able to recognize me, but still, or ew, a family member. Oh my god, gross. Oh my god, I could never imagine. It'd be so embarrassing. I can't. That'd be so awkward. Oh my god, I can't. That's, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I just can't. I couldn't. If the person doesn't have a profile picture, I wouldn't know who that person is. And that's so scary. I couldn't. Or if it's an old coworker. Ew. Especially knowing my old coworkers. All in all, I have no issues with the OnlyFans app. I think it's cool that it's a way for people to make money in a format that suits them. Now, once again, for those of you that are considering to make an OnlyFans account, definitely think about it thoroughly, because I feel like that's a thing that not a lot of people really talk about. There is very much the mentality to YOLO, live your best life, take chances and take risks, but this is something that is private matter. I mean, it's your private parts that is on the dinner table? What am I saying? Alright, what am I saying? Remember in Cow and Chicken where they would eat pork butts? Okay, for those people that just love to bear it all, they just feel free. They just feel that's a personality of theirs and they're all about it. Go and do it. Be free. Run wild. Spread it wide. You can find a gazillion, bajillion, quadrillion videos and pictures of naked people on Google. But I gotta say, Google image search and video search is really your standard. I know there's other websites we're not gonna name on here, but if that's really your standard, I gotta say, I mean, are you also the type that wears a cotton polo to a fancy occasion thinking that it's acceptable because there's a collar on it? No, a Ralph Lauren polo that's cotton is an everyday shirt that's not fancy attire, and if you think that's fancy, you're tacky and I hate you. And finally, if you're someone that is a guy that has an OnlyFans account, well, it doesn't matter because I don't do long distance relationships anymore, and I certainly would never do an internet relationship. But if we ever cross paths and the red string of fate is in our favor, then hey, I look forward to the encounter. And if you ever do hope that one day I will make an OnlyFans account, well, maybe I will, but it seems highly likely not. The reason why I don't flat out say no is that, hey, you never know what's gonna happen in the future because I don't have a crystal ball, but don't count on it. So, as always, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thought in the comment section of this video because this was the one that was out of the box. And you'll see me in the next video of mine you decide to click on. Bye! Bye!